Greetings, people. It's been a little while. I've got some more uploads that I need to share with you all. Um, Basically, what I'm going to talk to you about now is what the CIA and these secret societies have been doing behind the scenes since, like, Elvis and the Beatles, Michael Jackson, these natural stars that are gifted with divine energy and creativity. They cottoned on to the CIA and the FBI and these secret societies. They cottoned on to the fact that there are these children that are born with these gifts, and they can bring these gifts forward. How do you say? Unnaturally, by putting them under serious pressure and torture, so to speak. And just connecting that back to the Beatles and Elvis and that, and how they naturally formed and came together with the divine energy. What they tried to do is circumvent that, and they've done a couple of things, a couple of methods they use. And one was to manufacture these stars. So they would just get a cute, good-looking young lady that could sing, and they would just put her in front of the camera and just get her to do a bit, and then they would just mass produce it and distribute it and just push the public into believing that this is the cool creative thing that's natural. As you all know, a lot of these stars, they just they don't actually sing at their concerts. They mime the lyrics, and they've got fashion designers that tell them what to wear, and it's all toward an agenda with various colors that they wear that represent different things, like pedophilia is baby pink and baby blue. Plus this whole cross-dressing thing that's kind of been pushed to forward the transgender agenda. So that's one method. The other method, as I said just a moment ago, was just to put these children under much pressure so that their gifts come forward. Now, connected to that, what they've been doing is they've been targeting and gang stalking these chosen individuals, these creative people, and they try and lock them into contracts early, so that the money that they make is very little, as Prince has mentioned over the years with the music industry. But it happens across all industries, and once they get locked in, they're controlled, and everyone thinks, oh, I got a new contract, music contract or movie contract. What they don't realize is that, and a lot of people in Hollywood, they don't realize, they're becoming aware, that they lock themselves in, and they can't actually, they have no creative individuality or rights to their own creations. And they've also taken it a step further with, Britney Spears is a classic example, where they were trying to change her creations, her dance moves, and the messages and the lyrics in her song, until she broke down, and then they held up her money. So this is a common thing they've been doing for quite some time, and it's all done under the radar, and it's done through gang stalking, which is like just targeting people over the online, or just through the tabloids and the media, where they ridicule and intimidate and just apply pressure. So these are all tactics they use to lock in these creative people, and it's a very real thing. The spiritual warfare is all connected to that, because they're using magic and sacrificing, as they've done in the past, to send dark energy and cause problems to people, preventing and halting their money, blocking their relationships or causing problems in their relationships. And this stuff is really going to be coming to the surface and being it will be a lot more visual, and there'll be a lot of cases in the media coming forward relating to these kind of tactics and these events, and a lot of people are going to get locked up for this. A lot of big companies are going to crash, and like Jim Caviezel is another one that's quite visual at the moment with his movie The Sound of Freedom, because he's been blocked. And another one is Russell Brand, who was an interesting case, because when he first shot to stardom, they really pushed him because he was promoting this whole sex addict, drugs and debauchery, and they thought, yeah, we'll give him his own platform. But then once he did a U-turn and headed towards the light and cleaned up himself and his demons, and was very outspoken and articulate about what's going on, they shut him down and locked him out of Hollywood. So all this kind of stuff is going on behind the scenes, and we have to recognize this and understand this, because it's like a glass ceiling or a blanket that's just holding up the divine creation, and it's a very real thing. So that's what's going on behind the scenes, and that's why we haven't got the industry happening as it should, because it's got to a point of critical mass where it's so out of control and the corruption is so deep that these natural creations are unable to come to the Lord, to see the light, because it's all being controlled. It's not something that you need to really worry about so much. It's just something you need to be aware of, so that you can start consciously choosing where to place your money and who to invest in, and what companies are actually working for the people and what companies are actually working against the people with an agenda. And most people are just carrying on their lives on Instagram and TikTok, not knowing that the programming behind it is actually a very real and evil setup. And I'm sure there's a lot of Hollywood actors and musicians in the industry that have had various tactics orchestrated against them, and they're unable to speak out for two reasons. One, that they lose their fan base, or they get ridiculed and blackmailed behind the scenes. So it's a very murky situation, but ultimately all of this is going to come to the light, and there's nothing they can do about it. So the more you talk about it, the more we become aware of it, the more it gets revealed, and the people that are running and causing these problems will go down. So yeah, I felt I should just share that with you, just to give you some insight as to these nasty buggers operating behind the scenes. Over and out.